main character is Pearl, and she lives on a ranch, and pretty soon she's jumping out of buildings and rappelling down from hot air balloons. Hi, my name's Julie, and welcome to my YouTube channel where I help parents and teachers find the next right book for their 8 to 12-year-old reader. If videos like these are helpful, you can click the subscribe button down below. That way you get alerts when I post new videos. And if you like today's book, you can give it a thumbs up. That way I know to find more books like this. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. For the readers in your life, what genre of book is their favorite? That way I can find more books in those genres. So let's dive into today's book. Today's book is called The Nerviest Girl in the World by Melissa Wiley. And this is a fun historical fiction adventure set in the early 1900s in Southern California. Our main character is Pearl, and she lives on a ranch. So she has lots of chores to do around the ranch, collecting eggs, taking care of the ostriches. She also has 3 older brothers, and both her and her brothers know loads about horses. And so her brothers actually get job doing stunts in what we now know is the early moving pictures. And so Pearl decides, wait, if they can do it, I can do it too. And so she's bound and determined to do stunts in the movies, and soon enough she does. Her mom's not a huge fan of that, and pretty soon she's jumping out of buildings and rappelling down from hot air balloons. This book has a strong sense of setting, and I thought, who better to ask more about that than the author herself, Melissa. So, Melissa, how did you research the time and place of this book?
I always turn to period newspapers is one of my first go-to places when I want to learn about a time period. So I started reading a lot of books as well about the history of silent film and about the history of La Mesa, but newspapers, which you can find digitally now. There's a lot of old newspapers have been archived, so you can access some of them online. Once I zoom in on a topic, I try to read as widely as I can on it. And then that process of reading and learning about the period, it's like for a year before I begin writing the book, and then through the whole year of writing the book.
So it sounds like newspapers were really helpful. So once you've done the research, how did you know then as you were writing whether the book was actually historically accurate?
So that would be the copy editors. And okay. I mean, they're just like a historical fiction writer's best friend because they do fact checking. So I am striving for total historical accuracy. But there's always things that you make assumptions as you write. An example I have would be I wrote some books set in the 1780s in Scotland, and in one scene I had some characters meeting each other and I had them shaking hands. And the copy editor flagged it and said, handshaking didn't come in until later. And so those sorts of things, it's really easy to make assumptions, especially about anything cultural.
Yeah.
But also things like if I'm describing the dinner table, well, what wood was that table made of? Yeah. So yes, I work really hard on historical accuracy.
Yeah. Were there any specific examples in Nerviest Girl where they found errors that weren't exactly historically accurate?
From the Nerviest Girl is I described Pearl eating manzanita jam.
Okay.
And the copy editor said, all the recipes we found are for manzanita jelly, not jam. The jelly would be strained, no chunks of fruit in it.
Okay. And
I said, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm seeing that too. I just liked the rhythm of manzanita jam. So after some back and forth, we decided to go with the accurate jelly.
Thank you so much, Melissa, for answering those questions. Down in the show notes below, you can find information about how to find Melissa on social media so that you can find more of her books, because Nerviest Girl isn't her only book. She has some other great ones as well. Okay, now on to a few readers that I think would really like this book. The first reader is any 4th grader in California. During 4th grade, California kids study all about the history of California, and so this is a great way for them to see another piece of our state's history. This book is also great for anyone interested in the history of movies, for kids that love watching movies now and wanting to know how did movies get started way back when, in their words, which in their minds probably happened like hundreds of years ago. This book gives them a little bit of insight into the early beginnings of movies, which is fun for kids who are passionate about movies. I'd also recommend this book for anyone who loves historical fiction and anyone who loves adventure. As a bonus, if you're looking for a book with a strong female character, look no further than Pearl. She is definitely a strong female character. So I would encourage you, go pick up Nerviest Girl, and happy reading.